I'm making this video just kind of spontaneously. I just took a shower, tell my hair's wet, and I was thinking about our mid-sem exam, which was 2 days ago. I feel really bummed because I don't think I did well on my first exam. And Tess is in her room. I think she's going to bed. I didn't want to bother her, but I just had some thoughts, and I know she would share in those thoughts, so I figured I'd record them and see what happens. But I wasn't going to talk about the test really, more so the feeling that comes in the wake of something like that. There's just a lot of anxiety. Anxiety is like when you're walking along and you think, wow, there could be a hole in the earth right here, but there isn't. You don't see one, there's no reason for one, but technically there could be one, and you could fall right into it. The point is you made it up. It's a worry that isn't there and has no reason to be there, but it's still there because your mind's expecting the worst. Me making things up in my head like, oh, you failed, you're gonna fail the next one, you're gonna fail the next one, you're not gonna be a doctor, that's all anxiety. None of that is right in front of me right now. The only thing that's right in front of me is the next thing I need to learn, the next day, the next class. We're very resilient as people, I would say. At least we've learned that. We've been through a lot to get here. So giving up after a first test that was harder than you thought it was going to be, that's not very in keeping with a med student. The way I've been trying to think about it is the worst possible scenario from all this is that I failed it. And then what? So I failed. So does that mean I pack up and go home? No. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I would never do that. So I have to, wake up tomorrow and keep going with med school, do better on the next one. I really don't have a choice. It really doesn't change what I do tomorrow. It just puts a little more pressure on me when the next test comes around. But I'm not going home tomorrow. I'm going to class tomorrow on Zoom. I think the next time you're feeling anxious, just remind yourself what's right in front of you right now. What is it that you actually have to tackle tomorrow? Is it a big gaping hole in front of you? Well then, yeah, be anxious. But more than likely it's not, and more than likely it's something that you can do because you've done it before. And if it's something new, just take it one day at a time. That's what I have to do. And I just have to keep reminding myself that, because this is not the end of the road. This is far from it. I'd have to fail a lot of tests and do very poorly for this to be the end of the road. Med school really sucks. Everyone said med school was going to be really hard, and I knew that. I heard it, I listened to it, I agreed with it, but I never actually felt it until now. I think all the studying, all the classes, the workload, the information, it was all expected, and it wasn't really anything new. Pre-med is hard. All the things you have to do to try to get into med school, it's all very difficult. It's all a lot of information, different information, but it's a lot. It's very overwhelming, and you're always trying to prove yourself. So none of that has changed. Taking a test that, especially if you don't get a good grade, just makes you feel like you lost. And that's not something med students like to feel. We're very good at driving forward. We're very good at trying to be the best. And they always tell you you're not going to be the best in med school. You're not going to be getting 100% all the time. And again, we hear that. We agree with that. But we don't know what that feels like until we're actually here. I want to tell you, if you're listening and you're in med school or you're getting ready to go to medical school or you're thinking about medical school, it is hard. It does suck. But it wouldn't be worth it if it didn't, and you wouldn't be going for it if it wasn't going to be hard. I have a sense of excitement, I think that's what I feel. What we're learning matters. What we're learning is what we want to do in our careers. It means something, and that's if that's why you're doing it, then it'll be worth it in the end. You just have to grit your teeth and keep going. Tess and I will be back. We're planning on doing more vlogs, and let us know if there's anything we can do to improve. Obviously not in the realm of video skills, because that is something I'm learning as we go. So cheers, we'll see you next time. This is water. Good night.